welcome back. Our next guest is a clean Christian comedian whose humor has no limits. Well, whether performing colleges, comedy clubs, or nightclubs and churches, he is skilled in the art of making the masses laugh. His aim is to show God's love and healing through laughter, and in his upcoming comedy special titled The Recovery, he highlights the recovery of this country from COVID-19 as well as his personal mental health journey. Please welcome comedian Micheal Logan. Hello and welcome.
Hello, how are you?
We are in 2023.
All right, we here.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got to tell you, the fact that I'm even introducing your story relating to COVID-19, which sometimes we tend to like revisit that era, right? Because it kind of feels like it was a long time ago, but meanwhile, it was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But the impact it's had on all of us, it's kind of like we're still working through it, right? And so you're going to be doing a special about it.
Yeah.
And I want to introduce to our audience the extreme impact it had on you.
Yeah. It was a time. You know, like most of us, I was a person who during COVID found out that I was not well. You know, a lot of times in this life, we can mask a lot of things. We can go around, we can laugh, we can smile. I don't care what area of expertise or career that you're in. We all have a mask that we wear when we go out, when the days aren't so pleasant. And I was one of the ones when everyone was locked up, I was faced to deal with myself. You know?
Right, because you're used to being out and performing in front of people, which that shut down. That was, I really felt for my artist friends who are reliant on audiences, right? Because it ain't the same doing it over Zoom. It's just not.
It was not.
And with regards to facing yourself, I want to share with our audience that you're also a writer for other comedians, and you've helped a lot of other comedians come up on the rise. You don't have to mention their names because I know the ghostwriting thing is its own thing. And then, of course, you're a comedian within your own right. But at some point, or something happened, I guess, during COVID, and when we say the wellness, we weren't just only speaking about your physical wellness. We were talking about your mental wellness, and it got to the point that you broke down and you were admitted into the psych ward.
Yeah.
Like, that's extreme.
Yeah. I talk a lot about it on stage now, although, you know, we're poised to bring the dark side and make it funny to everybody else. But the situation at hand that happened, a lot of undealt with trauma, a lot of undealt with thoughts. I never really opened up to a person. Most comedians, we make other people laugh, but we don't have that outlet where it is to, to let out thoughts and stuff like that. You know, people see us as a funny people. So during COVID, when we were locked down, we couldn't go nowhere. A lot of those thoughts came back. A lot of the things that I never dealt with. And I took my family on a journey. We went into.
That was diplomatic.
Yep. No. Well, I took my family on a journey. We ended up in Jersey in a car, sitting in the middle of the road. And I don't want to give most of it away because I talk about it in my special.
Right.
And I eventually went to a hospital in Jersey where my pastors came and got me, and they drove me immediately to the mental institution to get help. Yeah, it was a time.
And so you were admitted into the psych ward?
I was admitted. The first day I went there, and immediately the comedian kicked in, and they were like, there's nothing wrong with him. You know, they were asking me questions, and then I was asking them questions back, and they was like, he seems normal, you know, which is why I ended up where I was. My wife thought the same thing, you know. And
but
then,
is there a such thing as normal?
How
about that?
Is there, I believe everybody is created a certain way, so what is normal? Nobody's the same, so yeah. But, I went there, and then after sitting at the house again, I was then took back for 2 days, you know, because I know I needed the help. Something wasn't right, and I was like, I need to get help.
Yeah, you had a short fuse. Something like just went defective.
Yeah.
And then you had to put it back together.
They had to put it.
And how did you do that?
How did I do that? I did that through my faith in Christ. I did that through therapy. I did it through a lot of things, you know. I was helped along the way. I sat through therapy for 5 months. Talking about those things that I'd never told anybody, you know, the things that you just deal with up here that you think nobody cares about, but I was given an outlet, you know, so yeah.
Yeah, and so as a comedian, right, you tend to, like, as you've been saying, you kind of like camouflage it,
Yeah.
right? And you kind of just put it out there in this superficial manner of like, hey, I'm addressing it and I'm concealing it, but you're not really dealing with it.
Yeah, most of us don't, because we don't know how. That's a lot of how most comedians are birthed. We're birthed through, if you listen to any type of comedy, most of it deals with hard times and struggles. I've never seen a comedian go up there and say, yeah, I'm a millionaire, and everybody's like, ha ha ha. We like, we don't, we're like,
Right.
we don't relate to that. Like,
Right.
people relate to the everyday struggle. We relate to a lot of stuff that you can't understand. Most of us relate, tell a story, tell me something that I go through in my everyday life, like going to Starbucks and it's the new person training behind a computer and everybody's like, I gotta go, and you sitting there, you making us have your first date with you.
Right,
like, like this not my first date. Why am I sitting here? I need my latte.
You
like,
know?
you see what I'm saying? Like, so stuff like that.
Like, how complicated is it?
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the point of laughter, to bring the country back together to we're all the same. COVID showed us that if this whole world gets shut down, we are all the same.
That's correct. That is correct. And I have to ask, like, what kind of impact did this have on your family? Because I know you have a wife and you have children, right?
Yes, I do. At the time I had my first son, it was a big impact on all of us. The funny thing is a couple years back, it peaked its head. It peaked its head before I moved to New York. I had a mental breakdown, which I had never had in my life, and we kind of just moved past it, But now we were forced to address it. My wife, being the wife that she's supposed to be, being the wife that I needed her to be, was in that indeed situation my helpmate. She was there and she did what she was supposed to do. She helped me through it. She was there. And I thank her so much. And she did what she was supposed to do. She continued to give me those encouraging words, and she continued to have hope when I really didn't have any at the time.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And because I want to say marriage in today's day and age, at least in the celebrity status, it's kind of like a wash away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Marriage is looked at as goals. Marriage is looked at as a good time, when marriage is, in fact, we helping each other accomplish purpose.
Right.
Like, and those vows are true. They're made true in every marriage, and in sickness and in health. And she faced both of those.
Right.
Yeah, she faced both of those.
You're like, she faced both
had
of
to
them.
keep those vows.
Yeah, that's beautiful, though. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so your children?
Yeah, children. One son, he just turned 3. Next son is 7 months. He'll be 7 months on the day of my show.
Well, it's good to see you're both still in love.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, jeez, thank her. Yeah, she's here.
so let's talk about this special. Yeah, congratulations on
Yes,
that.
this is my second stand-up special. I'm so excited about this one. It's titled The Recovery because when you look at any type of accident, you look at any type of injury or wound, the impact, although it hurts the most, the recovery is the longest.
I have to sit with that because I agree, right? And I think that's why when we first opened up, I mentioned how we keep going back because I wholeheartedly believe that we are still recovering from it, right? So even though you're saying the recovery, it's more of like we continue to recover.
We continue, yeah. Because it's going to, like, when you go around, you still, the whole country is still not on board yet. You go out, some people still desire the mask, some people still don't desire the mask. It's kind of like, what do we do? Social interaction is still, well, do I shake your hand? Do I hug you? Do I not? Do I keep my distance? Like, we're still.
It altered our behavior.
Yeah, it did. It did. And
with each other.
And it did.
Yeah.
And it made us appreciate a lot of stuff, too.
Right.
It made us appreciate communication.
Yeah, and nature. I mean, at least for me, it was nature.
Of course. I mean, like going outside, just getting a fresh breath of air, like, like we couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, I was into hugging trees like every day.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a tree hugger anyway, but I'm saying like because we were banned from hugging each other, which for me, I'm a hugger in life, so I became a tree hugger like on overdrive because it connected me more to earth,
Yeah.
but my point is that it altered our behavior, whether good or bad or indifferent. It impacted the way our outlook in life on many levels.
Yeah, I'm so, although the circumstances surrounding COVID were unfortunate for a lot of people, what I personally went through, I'm just grateful for. Like, I'm not grateful for anyone that lost a loved one, and I sure do sympathize, with anybody who's lost anybody during COVID. My story is, although it was tragic in the moment, I'm so thankful for the area that I am now.
Well, it's beautiful that you're able to come and look at the outcome of it, and also just marinate in its purpose, in the role it served in where you are now, right? Which is where your special comes up. And so before we go, let's share it. Can people be part of the audience while your special is being filmed?
Yes, that is the purpose of it. The tickets are on sale now at bfany.org. It's Theater Row. It's 410 West 42nd Street, downtown. It's gonna be a good show. I'm doing 2 shows. It's a 5 o'clock and it's a 8:30. Just so I can fine tune everything. I need the crowd.
Right.
No more Zoom. I can't do it no more. Talking to the screen. Come on. Man.
And getting applauses like this.
It's not professional. My son digging in his nose next to me. I just don't feel like an artist at the time. It's like, come on. Yeah, we back.
Well, congratulations once again on your new special.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on seeing the gold on the other side of the rainbow. Well, you're making it happen, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, you guys, once again, Micheal Logan, comedian, and the taping of his comedy, which he's inviting you all to be a part of, The Recovery is the name of it, is set to take place on May 6th at Theater Row, which is located at 410 West 42nd Street. If you're interested in tickets and information, you can visit laughalreadyheknows.com, and you can also check him out on Instagram at comedian Mike Logan.